Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Ontario History Vlogs. Thank you all very much for sticking around. I know I have been missing in action. It's been a rough year so far. I'm sure many of you could relate, but we got to keep on trucking, keep on moving forward, and that's what I'm going to do. And I also have to get back on track with my Ontario History Vlogs. On today's vlog, I'm going to share something with you here in Ontario that's quite old, and in fact, there's nothing in Ontario that's as old as the Charles Frankish Fountain. Built in 1886, and it's still up today. It sits on the corner of Transit Avenue and Euclid, right in front of the Ontario Museum of History and Art. We're going to go over there and check it out and talk a little bit about the history. So without further ado, let this vlog begin. Alrighty, so here I am at the Ontario Museum of History and Art, but before I show you the fountain, let me talk a little bit about Charles Frankish. Mr. Frankish was from Los Angeles, who basically adopted Ontario once the Chaffee brothers left to go to Australia to try to achieve the same success like they had over here. Once the Chaffee brothers left, it was up to Charles Frankish to develop Ontario, and that's exactly what he did. He's responsible for bringing the trolley over here to Ontario, the one that used to go up and down Euclid Avenue, and also the stone curb that still exists nowadays. He actually created a good portion of that with his own hands. And many historical buildings along the avenue he's responsible for as well, and that building across the street is known as the Frankish Building, which was constructed way back in 1914. As I was saying, which was constructed way back in 1914. However, prior to all of that, in 1886, Mr. Frankish had to convince potential land buyers that Ontario had an adequate supply of water. So he did so by creating a fountain known as the Frankish Fountain 133 years ago. Now, the Frankish Fountain is actually the second fountain here on Euclid Avenue. The very first fountain was known as the Chaffee Fountain, and no one really knows what happened to it until 1983 when the city decided to create this underpass, and they found remnants of the Chaffee Fountain, so they gathered whatever they could, and they brought it over here into the Ontario Museum of History and Art, and this is where you can see it nowadays. They're open Thursday through Sunday. Well, everybody, that's going to conclude this vlog. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to live, learn, and to explore. Please subscribe to Ontario History Vlogs here on YouTube. Until the next time, see ya.